Good afternoon, YouTube and YTPC. How you all doing? Today is Christmas Eve, and I'm in the shed. This is a light breeze outside, and it's minus 10 degrees here in southern Switzerland, so a bit chilly to be outside smoking a pipe. Well, today I'm smoking this Christmas blend, which again may surprise some of you. It's Hearth&Home First Snow, and it has this lovely tin art with no warning messages, because I ordered it from smokingpipes.com. God bless America that you haven't got that far with all those terrible warning stickers that we have in Europe. And it's really lovely. 1.75 ounces, that's almost 50 grams. And it's a slightly more expensive blend. It's about $14.99 according to smokingpipes.com this morning. So if you want to order it, you can. I think Four Noggins has it too. So not a problem with availability. And this is also a non-aromatic. I'm not converting totally to non-aromatics, but I wanted this Christmas to give a reasonable choice for those who really don't want to have an aromatic and want to actually have a Christmas tobacco that is pure, unadulterated, as far as it can go beyond casings. This one I think is not cased at all, so it's just the pure tobacco, and it's a quite interesting tobacco really, because it's slow aged. And that's, the claim to fame, that they say this one you're really going to love because it's been aged, and it's basically burley and dark-fired Kentucky and Virginia, with burley forward. I think it's described as a burley class tobacco, but the burley has been heavily aged as a flake, and the broken flake has then been pressed into a cake. So it's really interesting. It's quite dry as it comes in the tin, just about right to smoke, but it's fairly dryish cake. But once you rub it out, you feel a bit moisture inside the cake, so it's adequate, I think, for smoking, and smokes very well and nice and slow and cool, so that's a good sign. Got my other lighter here, which is let there be light when there was light. There you go, you can see it. It's hand painted. It's one of those Chinese Zor Zippo copies, but beautifully hand painted, I must say. And then of course can show you the tin art much better, and with this bit of light here, there's the cake. It rubs out very easily, and I always leave a few sort of small sized, 2 square millimeters or 3 square millimeter chunks to retain a bit the advantage of a cake, which is like also a flake, in this case a flake cake, to burn slowly. And I'm actually smoking my pipe I got from Eddie Gray not long ago, about a month ago. I think it arrived a couple of weeks ago, whatever. And he had a 9mm Peterson 408, and that's interesting because to me that looks like a Prince, but Peterson described it as a kind of bent apple, author and Prince unique shape that doesn't quite fit in one or the other, but it's very Princey to me, and it's nicely rusticated. I'm covering the P up there and it's a fishtail one, not a P-lip, but very nice to hold, reasonably thick walls, king size, but it's got a fair capacity in the bowl as well, so very nice one, not expensive. I think it was about $84 or something like that. In it I'm smoking this tobacco's almost the fifth bowl. Used up half a crumble cake already. Well, that Kentucky in it is dark fired, so if you're a Kentucky lover, I think you'll like this one, and this is something for you to have at Christmas. Now, of course, it's not the usual sweet, fruity and typical aromatic tobacco, but it does have a campfire aroma in the smoke note. And this evening we're having one of those pagan sort of Christmas Eve with a big fire, and I'm not sure if we're roasting an ox or if we're just doing a kind of stew or something like that, but they'll all be sitting around the fire dish and amazing the tourists who go up the hill to the ski resort in the bus. You know, they always wave and we wave back, and so it's good fun. And with that campfire, I think that can fit with Christmas in that kind of celebration. Certainly the room note won't be a problem, but I think the room note for ladies and gents who like a bit of campfire, that's all right, you know. Burns very evenly, even if I'm talking all the time. I can usually rekindle it, so not too many relights needed. As well as that campfire, there's no latakia in this, but just shows you dark-fired Kentucky can do that too. The burley is definitely strong, you know, robust, earthy, I would say. That's also what you get in the tin note. A bit of nut as well, but the earthy flavour is the strongest, I think. And using Jack the Piper candle, camper again, Giuliano. So I'm just about, I don't know, 7% through the bowl, just at the beginning, but slowly the Virginias are coming to good, and a little bit of sweetness. It's only a little bit of sweetness in this blend, but it's there. Someone like me needs somewhere a little bit of sweetness, and it's there. But it's zesty. And there's a bit of hay there as well. So the burley is forward, but the Virginias are a little bit further back, but they're there. You can pick them out as time goes on. And that zestiness builds to an increasing mouth-watering, in my case at least, which is always a good sign, because it says mouth likes this one, you know. So it's a savoury blend more than a sweet, but there's at least a kiss of sweetness there, maybe a little bit more than that. The nick is not sending me into shock. It's about medium, I think, which is where I tolerate it okay. It's not the kind of blend that maybe I would do 2 bowls one after another, and I have had breakfast this morning, so but I'm a bit nick sensitive, so if you're not nick sensitive, you know you won't have to take any special care, but it's around the medium level. It might be even slightly under medium, but you know, I detect it, but it's not even yellow alert, so it's not a problem. The other bowls impress me with this tobacco because it's so easy to smoke slow and cool. You know, the bowl is barely lukewarm, and I found it very easy to go 50 minutes to an hour at least. You know, if you're a slow smoker and you're just not talking a lot and get your tempo right, you probably take this one to an hour and a quarter or an hour and a half. You know, it's very easy to smoke slow and cool. This is actually a 9mm filter pipe, so I'm glad that Eddie had a few of those as well. And I think personally I find with English blends and non-aromatics they don't really rob that much flavour. So they'll take the tars and they'll control the moisture, but you could probably manage this quite well without a filter. I haven't tried it yet, but when I come back to it I might actually use one of my non-filter pipes just to see how it goes. I like the filter because it takes the tars, and the tars are those rough edge kind of harsh components, so it might still be worth having the filter here, but it's certainly not robbing any of the flavour that comes through right from the beginning. So some others have looked at this. There's no tobaccoreviews.com review of it. They've done some of the other slow-aged Hearth&Home tobaccos, but not this one. At least I couldn't find it. But there are some reviews on YouTube. Paul Gilson did one. He was kind of in the middle, not sure if he liked it or not. Flat Cap Piper did this one in one of his Christmas series, and I'll put links below, of course, and gave it a thumbs up. And Lady Fire, she liked it as well, so that speaks for it. And she also confirmed that sort of campfirey, even in her case she said maybe it's like beef jerky a little bit there, but definitely campfire. Good old Christian Fedhead Ed on his channel, he also liked it as well. He said he smoked it in a small pipe, and that can make sense, you know, because of the nick. I realised I've actually become slightly resistant now at a higher level in nick, that probably even medium and above medium slightly doesn't really bother me. So I have a regular size, king size, but I think it was good advice from him to say, well, you know, a small bowl might be advisable if you're a bit sensitive to it. But he liked the flavours and everything. Got a bit of music from my playlist here. Give a bit of atmosphere. I think if it's one word that I would choose to describe this tobacco, it's rich. It's richness. If you like those powerful, pure tobacco flavors, you've got to try this one. I think you'll like it, especially if you like campfire, and maybe even if you're a Latakia aficionado. Well, this dark-fired Kentucky will take you the same way, and if you like dark-fired Kentucky anyway, then you must try this one. It's really good. Tobaccos like these have taught me that I can like also the non-aromatics, and in recent, probably the last 6 months, I've increasingly bought a bit more of those to balance my cellar, which was heavyweight. So I've gone probably from maybe 85% aromatics down to I don't know, maybe it's 65 now. Still a bias on aromatics, but a lot more English blends and a lot more non-aromatics, throwing in of course some that have light casings or very light topping, which are like crossovers, so chucking them in the non-aromatic bucket. But very, very pleasant, and if you're all right with the nick and everything like that, you could have this all day smoke, I think. Apart from the fact that it's a bit more pricey, but okay, so you're paying maybe $5 more than many others for a tin. That is a lot more. But I think just to have 1 or 2 tins in the cellar, and for special occasion, Christmas time, that can make sense. It wouldn't be ones you get a big stack, and you probably, for that reason, for the cost reason, maybe you wouldn't make it an all-day. But special occasion tobacco, surely. And I think it does stand out. I'm not very unexpert on non-aromatics and Kentucky dark-fired, but to me it's reeks of quality, really it does. Very, very classic and cheering, Let's face it, McClelland Christmas cheer, that's also not an aromatic, but it's a really good tobacco and it does cheer you up, and this one would do the same. The weather forecast people disappointed me again, saying, oh, well, we're getting a storm front and normally that should bring snow. You think, great, why Christmas? And then they say, yeah, but it might be too warm to actually snow below 2,000 meters. And I thought, oh, bloody hell, You can't have a white Christmas in Switzerland. Where can you have one, But we hope, and we will see what will happen tonight, At the moment it doesn't look like it, but the weather is changing. I can see it coming from the west and south through Italy, so it might already do something tonight. Just drinking today iced tea because tonight will be the big celebration, so I'll leave the alcohol for then. So my score, very close I think to the Sutliff Holiday Mixture one, which I like very much, and I give it the same, 3.6. As far as I'm concerned, this is total quality, very easy to smoke, and very cool. You see, if you like tobaccos that don't sort of get too hot, this this is the one to go for. I mean, this is barely lukewarm and I'm a third way down the bowl. And actually, to back that up, I had a look at some of the reviews on the sites where you can buy it, and although I can't buy anything from Pipes and Cigars because they don't export, which is a tragedy for me, because they've got now and again really interesting tobaccos. But they had 9 reviews on their site for this one. You can get it from them as well, and all 9 of them were 5 stars. So I can see it. I can understand why. That was probably all the Kentucky Dark 5 fans, but you know, you can see why. So with that, my dear friends, because you have preparations and so do I for this evening, I'll leave at this point and wish you all a very merry and festive, fun Christmas with friends and family, and may you have a lovely day on Christmas Day tomorrow, and eat too much and drink too much and smoke too much and enjoy it. You know, whatever is going on, you sometimes just have to do that. The retrohale on this is, I don't do a lot of retrohaling, but I noticed that really brings also some of these flavor enhancing sensory experiences with this particular tobacco. So maybe I'll learn to better retrohale with this one. You all take care, everyone. Look after yourselves. And again, a Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Bye-bye. We get blue wine and